So that first 2 week spell, most of it was spent in the desert. Then you went to, is it Pink Duck?
Pink Duck.
Yeah, that's...
Which is Josh's own studio.
Yeah, in LA. We did a bit there as well. A couple of them on the record as well. But then when we went back, we went back again, and we decided that the desert would be the place we wanted to spend that, the next session.
Right, and so then you returned then in December back to the desert,
yes.
And recorded how many more songs there?
I can't remember.
We were out there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
then.
we did longer.
Yeah, it got a bit mad then, but we did a few, not like that many more actually, but we were, and then it was Christmas. We did that.
Yeah, and then you went to Australia.
Did the Australian thing, played a couple of these things that we've been working on, and then I wanted to write a few more songs. I didn't feel like I still felt like I needed to sit and write a bit more, and so I did that sort of like after Australia, and then we brought James Ford back in and did another session with him.
Was that just to kind of work with him again because he's good to work with, or because Josh wasn't available, or he didn't have time to go out to LA? Or
it was more. It was kind of, I think, just a bit. We like working with James, and he's like a ghostbuster. He can, he just comes in with like a pack, and like he's like, yeah, this is put that there. You can, he's good at steering, and at that time, I think when I'd been writing the songs, here in London, like. And I played them to James and stuff, and there was like a good feeling about it there. So we just sort of went in very much with the view of like, let's reach completion here. So
right.
We were like aware of kind of what we were doing, and we certainly had it in his head that we were making it fit, but that didn't mean that we could also try stuff out as well. But it wasn't like we were kind of trying to replicate anything there, but just kind of make it fit in. We had this song called Jeweller's Hands, which we recorded in that the very first session, and there was something that seems quite finite about that, in a way, like it should end this record, but it's sort of nodding towards the future perhaps, but it just seemed like that was as far as it should go in this, like, sonically, and we'd had that song quite early, and we were like figuring the west way to plug the gaps.
Yeah.
Up to that point. Yeah.
And so with James, you went to Brooklyn, to New York, to a place called The Mission, is it?
Yeah.
Mission Sound.
With a mission.
on one.
And with a mission to complete this project. And how long did you spend there? And how many songs had you recorded with Josh? And how many did you do with James?
Well, we recorded quite a lot overall, but on the album, I think it was like 7 to 3. Josh,
right?
It's not a competition, but we were in Brooklyn for quite a while, but and that were good as well. That was like another like completely different place for us to record.
We had Al.
We had Alan as well. Still
so the same engineer that was
for a bit of consistent sound
there in California, because
he had like he played quite a big part in it all as well.
And is Alain? Is it
Alain? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, we took him and his drum kit, and we spent quite a bit of time there, and that were good. That were some good times we had there as well. Yeah,
and so, I mean, you recorded so many songs. How many songs in all did you record for the album?
I think about 25.
Right, and you've whittled it down to just 10.
Yeah.
And is that sorting wheat from chaff, or is that just sorting songs that go best with each other, or how did you make that decision?
A bit of both, John. Really, it's like I think we've always wanted it to sound like a record rather than a collection of songs, and so I suppose we did, like channel everything into that idea of it being sort of two sides of a record, and you know, some of the other things we did just aren't quite where you want them to be, and maybe they can be sort of recycled into future things, or some of them will be B-sides and stuff. It's just like, and these were just like the 10 best tunes, and it kind of just so happened that, because it is a lot, the pace of it is a lot less frantic than like its previous LPs. And I just think that just so happened that it was like they were the best tunes, really.
Yeah. And so do you think we'll get to hear these other songs one day, these other 14, some B-sides, some
B-sides? I think some will kind of just, you know, take parts of them and, you know, rework them and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's some good like good moments in there, I think, as well.
So yet more to look forward to. But tonight we're going to hear the whole of Humbug, the 10 brand new songs from Arctic Monkeys. It is another Exposure album playback, and the first of those songs, My Propeller, is on the way next. It is Arctic Monkeys, My Propeller, the opening track to the brand new album Humbug, out this week, just in time for Reading and Leeds. Got a few days to go yet. I've got Matt and Alex from the band here to talk us through the whole of the album. We've been talking about the desert, talking about New York City and Brooklyn. Now we're going to talk about the tracks. And there seems a kind of sauciness to some of these songs, in a way, when you listen to some of the lyrics. My Propeller, is there innuendo intended there, or am I just a one-track-minded person?
That's what someone else said. There was a bit of raunch in there, in the prop.
What do you think,
If
Matt?
that was an innuendo, though, it wouldn't be a very...
flattering.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very flattering one, would it?
So you would dispute
I
that?
think there's raunchier tunes, John, to be honest.
It's good to leave that space, though, isn't it?
But there's always room for raunch, I suppose, if that's what if you've got that inclination.
If that's what you're looking for, you'll find it.
So My Propeller is one of the James Ford recorded tracks from Brooklyn.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's
Sessions.
it's one of my faves, actually, that, John.
Why is that?
I think that was one of the ones like I wrote after Christmas, when I thought, you know, I wanted to, like, when I was really, like, something I was always scared of before was like sitting down for too long and trying to like carve it too much, and like that almost like there's this, I suppose, rule or something that sometimes goes with the idea of doing that you're going to kill the spark or something, and I don't know if that's true, but I'd like kind of got over that idea and just sort of sat and like tried to work on a few of these the sort of final songs I wrote for it for a bit longer than I perhaps would have before, and like I know we've just been playing that one for the first time like the last few nights, and it's like it's really enjoyable. It's good sets the mood, I think.
Yeah. So it's already in the set that you've been trying out in various different places in Europe, and
we've been doing that.
Yeah, excellent. And the live setup's slightly different. It's expanded by John Ashton.
Yeah. But that's actually a measurement as well.
Yeah.
It's expanded by John Ashton. An Ashton.
And doesn't John feature on this track, on My Propeller? Is it?
On the recording.
On the recording.
Yeah. He was out with us in Brooklyn.
He came to Brooklyn, yeah.
Right, and so he plays keyboards on this and backing vocals. So this is his first foray into recording with Arctic Monkeys.
That's right, yeah.
And now he's part of the live setup. So he worked with you before? He's
a
badass by temperament.
And he was a puppet.
What was his role? Was he?
He did sound for us.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Sound engine.
But he's like, he's also like turned us on to a load of tunes over the years. Like we've known him, you know. He was like the person who played me like David Axelrod, for instance. Like,
right.
Which was obviously heavily influenced the TLSP. But yeah, and he you know, he's always been good with like making comps for us and stuff. But yeah, he's a bit of a jack of all trades in the
he's very talented
department, and he likes to cover himself with